Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today is going to be my January book haul of 2026. These are all the books that I bought, came into my possession in the month of January. Let's get into it. I actually did quite well with my book buying. Didn't go overboard. I think I only got half of the amount that I was allowed to purchase. If you guys would like to know how I purchased my books, let me know in the comments and I can definitely do a video about that. I am focusing on science fiction in January, so when I did go to Barnes & Noble at the start of the month, I was looking for science fiction books and the shortest science fiction books. So the two that I was able to find are A Song for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This is about like sentient robots. It is a Hugo Award winner. It's been centuries since the robots of Panja gained self-awareness and laid down their tools. Centuries since they wandered en masse into the wilderness, never to be seen again. Centuries since they faded into myth and urban legend. One day, the life of a tea monk is upended by the arrival of a robot, there to honor the old promise of checking in. The robot has one question: what do people need? But the answer to that question depends on who you ask and how. They're going to need to ask it a lot. This has been said that it's cozy sci-fi. I don't know if I have experienced cozy sci-fi before, but it is really short in case I don't like it. But I do think I'm going to like it. I've heard great things about this book, and I love when sci-fi can ask you a question, and that question, what do people need? We need a lot. We need a lot. The other short little sci-fi book that I got was The Echo Wife. Now this is getting more on the average length side. This is by Sarah Gailey, who actually had a blurb on the first book we talked about. That's kind of cool. This one is, I think, going to be perfect for people who typically read thrillers. Martine is a genetically cloned replica made from Evelyn Caldwell's award-winning research, so she's patient, gentle, and obedient. What men think they want out of a woman. She's everything that her creator swore that she would never be. Is having an affair with Evelyn's husband. The cheating husband is dead, and both of the Caldwell wives, the clone and the real woman, have to take care of business after the sudden death. I was lucky at the Little Free Libraries this month. The first one that I went to was at Briggs Elementary School, which is where my goats are. Santa's in there, the greatest of all time, but Holly and Jolly are there. They didn't really want to come out and play because it is January, cold, rainy. I can see some ice from my window that is on people's roofs. It's not really pleasant weather. But we got a romance, and that is Modern Lovers by Emma Straub, who I have heard of this author before, but I haven't read anything from her, and this was a nice hardback. And what drew me to this book is that it is following a tight-knit group of kids from college and their own kids now going to college. So I did just like that we're seeing two groups of people here, and that it does involve a band. It says friends and former college bandmates. One of the characters does have my name. I always see this as kind of like, ooh, how am I going to feel about sharing a name with a character? Hopefully I like them. That was fun, and this has been compared to Friends and Almost Famous, and if you don't know, Almost Famous is one of my top 3 all-time favorite movies. I love it so much. And back in the day, before Daisy Jones and the Six, books were getting, if there's music involved, they got compared to Almost Famous. Now they all get compared to Daisy Jones. We had the books that I ordered from Book of the Month. The book that I did make my Book of the Month is The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. This is one that got compared to Daisy Jones. I read a book by Ashley Winstead last year. It was The Last Housewife, and that one I really enjoyed. It went above and beyond my expectations for it because I'm somebody who, I tend to struggle with thrillers. I have a 5-star thriller every once in a while, but it takes a lot for me to love one, and Ashley Winstead was able to make me love a thriller. So I didn't want to give her next book a go, and this one is, as I said, like 70s Los Angeles. That setting is, I eat up that setting. So the Future Saints, they are a band and they're waiting for their big break. But soon it's clear that they are not ready for fame and things start to go crazy. But Book of the Month has been around 100 years now, so they're doing these special bookmarks this year. Everybody got a different one. So mine has Cosmos by Carl Sagan on it, which was a Book of the Month selection in 1980. it's going to be really cool to see at the end of the year how all of these bookmarks go together. Oftentimes, there will be a book that I'm not sure about, so I wait to see reviews from other people to see if I want to add it to my box the next month. And one of those was The Cursed Daughters by Oyen Khan Braithwaite. I am sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I did learn how to say it last night, and I'm not sure if I remembered it correctly. This is right up my alley, though. It's generations of women who have been cursed. We're following multiple generations, and I guess we're going to go about trying to find out how to break that curse. It is a brilliant cocktail of vibrant humor and hard-won wisdom, romantic love, and familial obligation. It asks us what it means to be granted a second chance and how to live both wisely and well with what we've been given. And I love this cover and the colors on it. In January, I am cataloging all of my books and going through this list of like wish lists that I have, Goodreads shelves, and seeing which books do I actually want to keep on there, which ones do I want to get rid of. There's a book that was on there, and it's from another author that I have read from before. There's a lot of praise for this book. It was very popular when I first got into reading as an adult. I've never got around to it. And that is The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. This was the book of the year in 2017. And this is following one Irish man through the course of his life beginning in post-war Ireland. I love those kind of stories. I'm currently reading A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson, which is about a man in England following his whole life and in that same century. Also has a similar pink cover. That's kind of cool with that. Kind of similar themes with similar covers. So I did finally add this to my cart. You've made it to the last 3 books. Thank you for sticking around. This one is a new release. I saw it on an indie bookstore that I follow, but sadly I am not able to go to that town where it's at. I saw this cover, I was like, that looks Italian. I did research. The Renaissance was mentioned, the Medici were mentioned, and this is an author I've been wanting to try for a while. I've heard good things, and it's finally going to happen. I'm talking about Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez. So first, here's just the dust jacket itself. Then we have purple sprayed edges. I want to show you the engraving on the cover of the book. And we also have a map of Florence on the end pages. This is literally one of the most beautiful books I've ever bought. And I'm somebody who struggles, and a lot of these tags, I was like, listen, most beautiful book that you own. I don't know. This is up there. This is absolutely gorgeous. And let me tell you what it is about. Ravenna is somebody who shaped beauty from stone, and she has a terrible secret. And there's this competition for dark power and in a city where magic is forbidden. So now a captive in the cutthroat city, Ravenna is forced into a dangerous task where failure means certain death at the hands of Saturnino de Luni, the immortal family's mesmerizing but merciless heir. But as he draws her closer, Ravenna realizes the true threat lies beyond the walls of Florence. The Pope is having a war against magic, and it's really closing in on her and on the city of Florence. This atmosphere is about to be so good. Next is one that I got at another little free library. This was at the Ebenezer Park one, and I think a lot of the ones that are in parks, the public library system kind of operates those. So sometimes they put some books that they have weeded out of their system. I've gotten a few of them. This one is Immortal by Sue Lin Tan. This one is a young adult fantasy. I've seen it described as romantasy as well. I don't know if it came out really before romantasy was a thing. Look at the old library thing. We love that, and we love the acetate cover. I've heard praise for the author's other book, The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So we're going to try with this one. It says, a breathtaking standalone romantic fantasy filled with dangerous secrets, forbidden magic, and passion about a young ruler who fights to protect her kingdom. Kind of sounds similar to the Immortal Hearts. Is that what it was called? No, Graceless Hearts. We're doing like a Brangelina, making a combo with the names. Another one with magic, and that there might be a threat to magic. Lastly, at Goodwill, I think it was last month, I got a book, not realizing it was a sequel, but the first book was pretty cheap, online. It was thrifted, like, you know how they have like thrift books through Amazon, something like that. I tend to look on Amazon for the used books because they are, I mean, look, there might be a little bit of, the paper might be a little folded up there, but other than that, this is in pretty good condition. Like, I don't think this has ever been read before. This is The Shield of Three Lions by Pamela Kaufman, but this is me saying again, can we please have on the side of books put the number if they're in a series, so I don't make this mistake again of buying a book that's in a series without having read the first book. But this is taking place during the Crusades. We have this young girl named Alex, and she is the daughter of a baron, but her family is killed and her lands are seized. So she has to go to the king, who's Richard the Lionheart, and he is preparing to go to Jerusalem to partake in the Crusades, and she is just having to get her life back as much as she can, even though that her family is gone. And that kind of involves her dressing as a boy and everything, because I mean, this is the Middle Ages and women are not respected. She thinks if she is a little boy, that will make things easier for her. I think Arya Stark in Game of Thrones, when she was kind of on the run. That's the vibe that I get from this, even though this came out before Game of Thrones came out. So this is the book that I got online this month. Those are all of the books that came into my possession in the month of January. How many books did you guys get this month? And do you have a preferred place to get books? Do you like the little free libraries, thrifting, the chain bookstores, indie bookstores? Do you have a preference for where you get your books? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it through this whole video, leave a snow emoji in the comments below as well. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.